Hello, greetings from my new shed where I do my work. I'm here because I have an interview later, a very fancy interview that I'm very nervous about. That is the reason why we're starting early, because I have to go early. It's Learnathon. It's Complexly's Learnathon. That's why we're public instead of, usually the stream is only for Patreon supporters at patreon.com/dearhankandjohn. All that money goes to Complexly. But this time it's public because we're engaging in Learnathon, a celebration of learning that lasts from November 3rd to November 21st. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can learn more at complexlylearnathon.com or at the link right there. So it's Learnathon. Time to get to know some of the people who work at Complexly on Make Study Hall and Bizarre Beasts and SciShow and Crash Course and Eons and Dear Hank and John and everything else that we make. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to be hanging out with those folks over the next couple weeks. And first and foremost, you're hanging out with me, who's one of the people who makes Dear Hank and John. I do very little on any of the other shows, but I try to lend my support whenever possible. I am really tired. I was in the Philippines until Saturday, and today is Monday, and I am very tired because my body does not know what time it is. My body thinks that it's 2:56 in the morning, which is what time it is in the Philippines. It was a really interesting trip. I learned a lot about tuberculosis. I learned a lot about healthcare system strengthening. It was really interesting to be there while the MCOE was officially ribbon cutting and opening and everything for healthcare workers to start getting the trainings that they need to use the MCOE to see patients. It was really interesting to be there at that time because I was thinking about, this is the culmination of 6 years of our lives and working so hard as a community to raise all of this money. Hank said it was 25 million, but actually it's closer to 40. And all the stuff that we've done, and I'm really proud of that. And at the same time, thinking about all the work that we've done in tuberculosis, had a lot of conversations with people at a very high level, and heard reasons to be hopeful, and then went and saw actual care being given in the community setting in a slum in Manila called Tondo. And a lot of what I was hearing about how there are no drug stockouts and life-saving aid is flowing and yada, yada, yada just did not appear to be true, at least in this particular community. And that was really hard. Like, there was a really stark contrast between the kind of promises being made at 30,000 feet and then the care being delivered on the ground. And, I heard about people who were told they had TB and then couldn't access medication for 8 months. Like, that's completely unacceptable. It's very, it's so much more likely that they're going to die, so much more likely they're going to have post-TB lung disease. And I guess, but that's the situation. And it was a pretty stark contrast between stuff being said at meetings and stuff being experienced by people living with TB, as it always is. That's why I try to make sure to go and see how the treatment and diagnosis cascade is working in a community, because you can only learn so much by going to those meetings. So yeah, but it was really good. The meetings were good. I emerged from it hopeful. I think there are exciting new things happening, especially in diagnostics. I think the price of getting diagnosed with TB is going down and will go down fast once we have these better, cheaper diagnostics online. I think we'll have good tests for kids. I think all that will happen in the next year or two. But if we can't get 70-year-old drugs to people, how much does any of that matter? Like, if we're doing such a bad job of implementing science that, like, not only are people not getting the newest treatment regimens, they're not getting the 70-year-old treatment regimens. It's super frustrating. So yeah, is this a library? Not really. It's just a shelf. So here, I'll give you a tour of my shed. These are the shelves. They're not totally filled in yet. This is the art wall. That's the art wall. And then that's it. That's the shed. Oh, there's a big window. where all the light comes from. And there's a bed over there. And see, there's a big window where the light comes from. And that's it. That's the shed. It's just a shed. But it has beautiful bookshelves. So, yeah, I'm very, very grateful for that. Yes, like in my yard. It looks out at my little garden that I share with my mom. My mom and I's pepper garden. It's definitely been a nap bed today because I have been tired, and in between every meeting, I'm taking a nap. I have this big interview today that I've been really nervous about because they made me set up like a fancy camera and like fancy mics and everything. And I don't know, I'm just nervous. But in general, I should be fine. I should be all right. Hank will be here soon. Is this the one that had the groundhog? Still has a groundhog, has a new groundhog. The old groundhog we think died, but it's been replaced by a new groundhog. And Henry, my son, God bless him, trapped the groundhog in the garden. And he was like, he called me and he was like, what do I do? Do I kill it? And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't think you kill it. I think, and he was like, I think I just got to let it go. And I was like, yeah, I think you got to let it go. So Henry let it go. The groundhog is still with us. The groundhog doesn't really like hot peppers, which is most of what we grow. So that's not a huge issue. The groundhog loves peas, edamame, anything like that. So yeah. Is this the reason the Womble stream was cameraless? Asks Benedict Cumberbatch. It is exactly the reason. And I look forward to telling you exactly why this is happening. Just like I looked forward to telling you that Hank was going to be in a Clash of Clans ad. I mean, Hank, people are so funny. Like, I think Nerdfighteria doesn't understand like how like pop culture famous Hank is right now, which is good. I don't want Nerdfighteria to understand it. I don't want to understand it. I want it to pass. But Hank, Hank is pretty famous right now. Hence the Clash of Clans ad. So we've got lots of events over the next 3 weeks. You can learn more about them at the Learnathon schedule. We're going to have a writing workshop with Crash Course. We're going to have an audio editing workshop and an animation editing workshop. So you can brush up on some of your writing skills, some of your audio editing skills. If you're interested in making educational video of your own, or doing an animation workshop. We're going to have a D&D game with Savannah and other writers and producers from SciShow, which will be very fun. And SciShow is going to watch and riff on old school science videos like Bacteria, Friend, and Foe. That sounds fun, like Mystery Science Theater 3000 style. Also, there is the Learner Zone. Like if you donate to any part of or you support any part of Complexly's various arms, you get access to a thumbnail, a live stream on how we design thumbnails, daily challenges, a Discord, a private Discord. It's good fun. So we're gonna have fun over the next 3 weeks. I'm excited about it. I wish Hank Green would join me now that he's 3 minutes late, but he was like, I'll be there on time, I promise. Yeah, Alice says, I don't understand pop culture, so it totally tracks that I have no idea who's famous in it. Me neither. I was famous in it for a minute, which I found very uncomfortable, Alice, and I'm glad that's over, and I hope it never comes back. And I don't think it will come back because it is actually something that you can avoid. You can make choices to avoid it, like, for instance, by writing books about tuberculosis. Mark Zapance just pounded forks and knife on table and said D&D, D&D. I know 3 minutes late for Hank is on time, but he's about to be 4 minutes late, at which point I am considering texting him. Do this thing with me. Join me for this thing. Join me for this thing, please, now. All right, I did it. Sometimes Hank will make a video that's so good, like I thought his video about the MCOE was so good that I'll offer to do something for him, like take a meeting for him that neither of us wants to take, which I just did as well, secretly. Joke's on you, John. You might get incredibly famous for writing a book about tuberculosis. I'm certainly famous in tuberculosis circles, that's for sure. I was definitely well known at this conference. And in the Philippines in general, my books are very, very popular. So like much more popular than they are in the States. So I got to meet a lot of readers, which was really fun. But yeah, it was it was an interesting trip. I learned so much. There's so much I'm struck by, whether it comes, especially when it comes to the U.S.'s participation in all of this. I think the U.S. walking back its funding very suddenly is super challenging for impoverished countries. But they all kept trying to spin it as a positive on some level, or like an opportunity in some ways. Yeah. So, yeah. So you get a live stream once a month if you join patreon.com/dearhankandjohn. It's the most fun I have all month. It's like hanging out with like a core group of nerd fighters who I've known for a long time, and getting their feedback on important stuff. And it's where lots of little projects start. That's what interests me right now, is like little projects, doing small things. Like the Wembley Wombly series, like doing a small thing over at John's channel, or doing a small thing on Patreon, or doing a small thing here or there. Hi, Hank. How you doing? We can't hear you. Yeah, sorry. It's okay. You're doing good? That's great to hear. Yeah. I hear some white noise coming out of your microphone somehow. What's my smallest project ever? Well, the Patreon, I had a secret Patreon that only had 150 people in it. That's probably my smallest project ever.
Is that ongoing?
No, I finished.
Oh.
Yeah, it's over. Nothing lasts forever, not even cold November rain.
And then will you ever do it again? Did you like it?
I loved it, and I would absolutely do it again.
Would you do it with like 1,000 people, or is 150 like really the thing you like about it?
I'm tempted to do it. Like it'd be an interesting way to share a book, like as opposed to sharing a draft, like if I weren't going to publish something, maybe I'd do it that way, but I don't know. Do I really want to reinvent the wheel?
Yes. If we don't try things,
well, this is the Hank Green policy. That's the Hank Green policy. Did I post while streaming, Benedict Cumberbatch? That sounds like somebody else posted for me while I was streaming. I don't actually post anymore to the social internet. I don't know you guys hang out there, but that place sucks.
You're posting? You're out there doing some posts? What's John's Blues guy up to?
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. I don't know. I think I mostly post on Threads when I post. I don't log into any of those places anymore. I'm so like, it's like I touched the hot stove one too many times. I still post and delete occasionally, Talia. I post and delete a lot on Tumblr.
Yeah, you did. You just posted 45 seconds ago, John.
What did I say?
You posted about the event we're doing with Suleika.
Oh, great. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
When is that? On Wednesday?
It's the 13th.
Oh, great. I'll be totally rested by then.
The 12th.
I'll be rested by then.
Yeah.
How's my Tumblr? My Tumblr's going great, Mari, and that will never turn. It will always be going good.
I'm obsessed with your Tumblr, John. It's you use it a lot.
I use it every day.
And you actually post it. Like, that's you.
Oh, yeah. No, that's me. I'm not posting anywhere else, but Tumblr is 100% me.
You're like, yeah.
I had a great post. I had a great post about Trump's Gatsby party.
Oh,
my post was, can I read it to you?
Gatsby party.
I'm very proud of it.
Do you think they're aware of the resonance?
No, I don't think that they understand. Can I tell you what I wrote on Tumblr though?
Yeah.
I wrote, people are really out here celebrating the foul dust that trailed in the wake of Gatsby's dreams.
The foul dust, man, I'm never going to write anything like that, am I?
Well, no, but neither am I. Fitzgerald wrote that, just to be clear.
No, yeah, I know.
But yeah, the book is obviously a critique of throwing Gatsby parties. But what are you going to do?
Yeah, well, the book was a critique of throwing Gatsby parties, but also the 20s did lead into the 30s.
Yeah.
So
it did.
It was roaring there for a second, but then it was 1932, not long after.
God, I love Tumblr. I don't even know what caused me to tumble. Delete your banger posts. Be free. But I bet it was a banger post. Oh, I remember now. It was because somebody wrote on Tumblr that I would be a cute dog boy.
And you responded to that?
Yeah, only for a few minutes.
You're a special kind of social media influencer, John.
I am. I'm using it. I'm using the social internet just in the way that I want to.
One of the things that we have done with the social internet is we leveraged our success into building an educational media company called
There you go. Back to Learnathon.
That is now run and supported by many people. And you can help it continue to do all of its cool work. Everything from Bizarre Beasts to Ask Hank Anything to Crash Course to SciShow to Eons, all of the things that we're up to. And there's many ideas for things we'd like to do in the future. And it is very much an organization that is supported by people. So we're having a special, and also one of the ways that it's supported is with the Dear Hank and John Patreon, which you are supporters of. So thank you so much for supporting.
Well,
the Dear
actually, not everybody. This one's live on the internet, Hank. Anybody?
This one's everybody.
This one's everybody.
Anybody can be here. We've been talking about secret.
Laser is so disappointed you didn't read all the notes.
I bet.
Laser wrote a great memo about this.
I was just looking at it. I was reading the talking points.
Well, it's above the talking points.
Where it says this is a public. It's in bold. It's bolded right at the top.
This is a public bold stream.
If bolded things at the top.
I'm so tired.
It's a public bold stream, everybody.
How am I going to do this interview and not sound like an absolute?
You're going to do
grapefruit.
You're going to do me. I'm doing one of these like 3-hour-long podcast interviews tomorrow. Like it's with this guy in Austin. His name's Joe.
What?
And I'm going to Austin. I don't know who he is. His name is Joe something. I'm doing this long podcast.
Are you seriously doing this, or what part of this is made up?
I'm doing a long podcast tomorrow.
You're doing a 3-hour podcast tomorrow?
It is
3 hours?
I think it's 2 hours, but it is not with Joe Rogan.
It better be. I mean, this podcast better move that needle, Hank. I mean, this podcast better make you Clash of Clans level famous. If you're going to spend 2 hours on it.
I wonder if anybody will ever come to me and be like, "Are you from the Clash of Clans ad?"
Yeah. But somebody suggested I drink some Keats & Co. coffee. Just Some Girl did. And believe you me, Just Some Girl, I've been drinking Keats & Co. coffee, but it's now 3:12 in the morning in my body.
It's 3:12 and oh yeah, that doesn't help.
Yeah.
Here's some Eco Geek solid dish soap.
There you go.
That's for a different
company. Different company. Wait, are you serious? What is the 2-hour-long podcast about, or can you not say because it's so fancy?
I'm not going to tell you right now. You did a fancy podcast recently too.
This is the second. What I'm doing right at the end of this at 3:30 is the second half of that fancy podcast. They make you do 2 interviews.
That. I would not want to be jet lagged for that one.
Thank you. A fancy one. It's a fancy podcast,
and the one I'm doing.
Okay, then you should only be doing fancy ones, in my opinion, because you're way fancier than I am at this point.
Well, no, it's like it's going to get watched by more people than yours.
Really?
But it's not with as fancy as an organization. I don't know. How many people do you think look at that? I don't know.
Well, it's in the feed for the world's largest podcast. So I think a bunch.
Probably a bunch.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan?
Yeah. No, my publicist suggested I do it and said it'd be
anything for tuberculosis, John.
I mean, I would go on Joe Rogan and talk about. No, I wouldn't. I got halfway through that sentence and I realized I wouldn't.
It would be the right choice, and yet I still wouldn't make it. Is that where you're at?
It would be the right choice, but I still wouldn't make it. It would be like going and it was so like one of the things I did during this trip to the Philippines was meet with the U.S. government officials who are deciding what remains of the funding will go. And that was stressful, man.
Yeah.
That was stressful. Because I felt like I had to say, I realized this is on backwards. This is very important, Hank. They sent me these headphones, so I've got to get this right.
That's wild.
Why
do you need in-ear headphones for this?
Dude, do you understand how fancy this podcast is? It's so fancy. They've made me do so many fancy things. They made me get my fancy camera out and like record my fancy camera.
I'll tell you what, everybody, just the 636 of you, you're getting the real. These people are gonna, like, millions of people are gonna watch John Green. They're gonna get the filtered version, but not you, not here at the Complexly Learnathon live stream. You get real John Green with a hair like Jimmy Neutron.
I got to fix that before the interview too. Thanks for reminding me. Oh yeah. This is going to be a catastrophe. What were we talking about? Because meeting with the U.S. government, and it was really interesting. I mean, look, they had interesting things to say, and they're very powerful people, and a lot of them seemed like very reasonable people. But man, what a hard time to be representing the interests of the U.S. government.
Yeah. Were the government people like still the folks who are?
A lot of them were former USAID people who moved over to the State Department.
Okay.
And so, they are people who I share interests with and some values with, but no, it's just that their challenge is interesting. But like from my perspective, their challenge is to find more money for global health.
Yeah.
And to convince the administration to find more money. But of course, I think that way.
Yeah. I mean, most of the work I do with the State Department is pretty hush hush. So
I don't doubt it. Hank's just on their payroll.
Yeah. Whenever I go somewhere, they ask for something, and I go and I sneak into some diplomat's wife's purse, and
which of us would be the better spy?
We'd both be so good at it.
Because no one would ever suspect. You're the obvious pick, but I feel like I might be the better spy just because people would think that Hank is the better spy.
Right. Yeah. They're like, there's no way John Green's doing that.
Right. Exactly. That guy's really, 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 really nervous. There's no way he can do this stuff.
Yeah.
Hopi says low key it's John.
Low key it's John.
I mean, I'm ready to serve Her Majesty's government in any way that is deemed necessary.
Which majesty is this?
I just want that passport, Hank. I want that passport and those free tickets to AFC Wimbledon games.
You've forgotten the state of the monarchy, but that's okay.
Oh, His Majesty. I'll serve them all, Hank. I'll serve them all, baby.
Oh, man. So
neither of you need a project.
As far as I can tell, John, what a lot of being a spy is simply like having conversations in which people like idiots tell you stuff that they shouldn't tell you.
Certainly my experience with having a spy visit me, and I was the idiot.
Yeah.
How much is your mortgage? I'll happily tell you.
You can have everything.
You got a good rate on that? I refinanced a couple of years ago. Thanks for asking.
What's your YouTube login?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You want to look at my analytics?
Remember when that reporter called us because we were on the list of names that was hacked by Putin?
Yeah.
And the reporter was like sending us Alexei Navalny's YouTube channel statistics and was like, "Do these look suspicious?" And we were like, "Yeah."
But don't say it came from us, though. An unnamed source said.
Yeah, they look way off. They're getting 300 dislikes in the first second after upload.
Yeah. They're not trying to hide this. It's basically a signature that says V Putin.
Oh God.
This one isn't private. I gotta get my lid on. I keep forgetting this is public.
This is public, Hank. This is public. Save the secrets for a non-public live stream next time, says Ling Yi. Just good advice. I don't think we'd be good spies, Hank. That's the longest.
No. Considering how quickly I forgot this was a public live stream, definitely don't get me involved.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't believe I have to go do this interview. Does anyone have any like good advice for me?
Here's my best. This is my best interview advice.
Yeah, because I'm worried that I'm going to get a couple tough questions. He asked a couple tough questions the first time.
Have something really smart to say about a topic,
Yeah.
And if somebody
And
asks
just
you a really hard question,
squeeze
just
it
go
in.
into that really smart thing to say.
Mhm.
And it just gives you time. And you're like, I don't know why your question made me think of that, but here's this like
But
direction.
tuberculosis is not really caused by bacteria at this point. It's really caused by human choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, but you gotta figure out how to follow a question like, I don't know, what's a tough one? Like, so how do you feel about how you were treated on Tumblr in 2014?
Pretty good. Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good. Yeah.
He did in the first interview say, "You've always been beloved by the internet," and I laughed out loud. He said a
Yeah.
few things that made me laugh out loud, but that one really made me laugh out loud. And I was like, "Yeah, no, I mean, kinda. I guess you
Oh,
went
and
on
a
Tumblr."
reporter loves that.
And then I said, "I guess you went on Tumblr in 2014," which I shouldn't have said.
No.
But he was like, "No, what happened on Tumblr in 2014?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And you were like tuberculosis.
yeah. And then the other thing he said, he asked me another hard question, which was about like ambiguity in my stories and how like I'm uncomfortable with ambiguity. And I was like, but like in Looking for Alaska, like the ending of the novel is so ambiguous that like many people are very mad at me all the time. I hear from someone every day who's mad at me.
It's like, yeah. You're so much more comfortable with ambiguity in your stories than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, now Mari says I'm always thinking about inflation. You know how we introduced the idea of inflation, where instead of saying somebody says yeah. And then you get like 4 or 5. Once I introduced that idea to myself, it started happening.
The other day I listened to a podcaster talking about his own vocal foibles that he dislikes, and I was like, never do that.
Right, because then
now I dislike them too.
Daniel, who I met at an airport, says every question is an opportunity to give the answer you want, not the answer they expect or are trying to get, which is a good point. That is something.
That is media training 101. Yeah,
that is the lesson. Yeah.
It's like, how do you feel about how you were treated in Tumblr in 2014? The answer to that question is the internet, the sort of structure of the internet has continued to move in such a way that like there is so much incentive to make stuff that is hyper palatable that that year over year. In 2014 it was bad, but in 2025 it's way worse. So now we're talking about that.
Or alternately, I worry a lot more about young people on the internet today than I worry about my 35-year-old self's ability to deal with that stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
At any rate, thank you guys for giving me media training. This has been awesome. If the interviewer is watching, it's been a huge disservice to the interview because now he's going to come in.
This is public.
This is public. This is public, Hank. He's going to come in fighting. He's going to come in live. Molly says, when in doubt, just say in 2025, it's way worse.
Oh, there are a lot of things that are worse now.
All right. So Learnathon, I got to go soon. Hank's gonna take it to the end at 3:30, but Learnathon is happening, y'all. It's at complexly.com/learnathon for the next, or complexlylearnathon.com. Sorry, I didn't get the URL right. For the next 3 weeks, Hank and I will be dipping in and out of various Learnathon activities. There's D&D, there's writing workshops, there's audio editing workshops. You can learn how to animate and stuff. So come check that out with us, please.
There's a bunch of cool stuff going on. It's going to be fun for the team, hopefully, but also fun for all of our various supporters, whether you're just a viewer or if you have got a Crash Course coin, or if you have gotten a SciShow postcard, or if you've been a Patreon supporter, supported any of the ways that we do it, which is, what an interesting and cool company that just is trying to do it right out here on the internet.
Trying to share reliable information with people in a way that's also entertaining, which is a hard task. But
and get those internet clicks.
But I'm very grateful for all the folks who work on making it happen with us.
Yeah.
All
Do you
right,
have to
Hank
go
Green.
now?
I can stay for another 3 minutes.
Okay.
I promised them I would log on at 3:25. It is 3:25, so I should go.
Okay, he's gonna go, everybody.
Okay.
I was
Goodbye,
just
everybody. DFTBA.
goodbye. I was just talking to a person who works at YouTube. And I like the thing about having people who I talk to who work at YouTube is that I hear about all of their struggles and like the things that they're trying to do to make it better, and that the internal, I think, good faith discussions they have to try and fix these things. And it makes me like extra sympathetic to YouTube. Whereas I don't know anybody at like Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or Twitter. I couldn't remember the name of it. X. And I am much less sympathetic to all of those people. But I do feel like YouTube has been a good like home for Complexly for a long time. It's hard to build a business on the shifting sands of a social media platform. But it's easier when you have an audience that comes back because they're interested in what you're doing, and they like you've established a level of trust with them, and that both makes it so that our viewership is relatively stable across a number of our channels, though of course it fluctuates wildly, but like it could fluctuate more. But also it means that there's people who will come out to support us when we ask, whether that's for SciShow or Crash Course specifically, or this thing that is basically saying, okay, there's this company behind this. I know like a lot of people don't even know that, but there's a company behind this, these shows, and shares resources so that it can be more efficient, and like it has systems for fact checking, it has systems for making the animation good, for having things come out on time, for fighting for the audience share on a very competitive internet world, and that means that they're like that's good. That's a good thing to have, is like an organization. A lot of times people these days are really, and I am fascinated by this and what the causes of it are, but are very much focused on, and like really kind of find it much easier to trust an individual than an organization. But as a person who does it both ways, I make stuff by myself and I make stuff inside of the Complexly umbrella. I know that like Complexly is just always better in terms of the factuality of the information and just like not getting stuff wrong. People are more forgiving of me as an individual when I get stuff wrong. And it's also like easier to move faster when I get stuff wrong and like, apologize in whatever way I want to, or explain in whatever way I want to. But in terms of like actually the number of wrongs, it's just like so good to have a whole infrastructure around to be focused on that. Whereas, like I made a video on Friday and I said that I'd said $100 million instead of $100 billion, which is two very different numbers. It turns out like the difference between 100 million and 100 billion is 100 billion for all intents and purposes. So I knew the right number. I just didn't say it out loud, and I didn't have a script supervisor in the room with me, which we do on SciShow. There's somebody reading the script along with me while I'm saying it to make sure I say all the words right. And I don't say 1957 instead of 1955 or 1975, and I don't say 100 million instead of 100 billion. It's these institutions are important. It's hard, of course, to maintain credibility on the internet, but we work really hard, and there's work that goes into that. And so I like when we're trying to sort of like help people understand that there is a whole company here that otherwise none of these things could exist. So that's how Ornithon starts and what we're doing with it. But you can go to complexlyornithon.com if you want to see the things that we're up to. You can hang out with some of the people who work at Complexly. There's a bunch of us. There's dozens of us. There actually is dozens of us. And there's we've got Study Hall, Bizarre Beast, SciShow, Crash Course, Eons, Dear Hank and John, and more stuff. And there's a bunch of stuff going on. There's a writing workshop with the Crash Course team. They are amazing. I love their approach to information. We've got animation and editing workshops. There's a D&D game with Savannah from SciShow and a bunch of other writers and producers from SciShow. And then Saishu's gonna watch and riff on old school science videos like The Chicken of Tomorrow, I've just read, and Bacteria, Friend or Foe. So there's also a private Discord for anybody who supports Complexly on Patreon or at complexlylearnathon.com at any level. So there you can get crafting meetups, how did we design our thumbnails, live stream with editorial, analytics, and design team members, and then daily challenges and questions and quests. You can also submit a question for Ask Hank Anything there and more. So that's a lot of the stuff that's going on. And I was looking at my notes there, and now I'm opening up the thing to see what the chat says, and I'm going to go soon. But trying to make the internet better, Brooke says from Complexly, but we need your help, like for real. So thank you everybody who's ever supported or who is currently supporting. You can check it out at complexlylearnathon.com. And all these people are saying bye, John, which makes me think that I have totally, the chat is not refreshed in a while. Now it is streaming past. Elise Meyer's podcast was Complexly was great. When did that happen? That's awesome. There is a Discord specifically, Benedict, there's a Discord specifically for the Learnathon, which you can learn about at complexlylearnathon.com. The Chicken of Tomorrow was a great MST3K short. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. And thank you all for participating. The Discord is fun, but overwhelming. I believe it. I also watched Just Roll With It, the D&D podcast. And there's Milo, who is, yes, Milo, that is Milo who edits a lot of my YouTube videos on Hank's channel. And look, yeah, I'll go on Drawfee anytime they'll have me. Absolutely. Okay, everybody, thank you for hanging out for the last hour. I am going to go probably design a thumbnail. That's what I think I'm going to do. And then I'm going to go to a doctor's appointment with my son. That's what I'm up to today. And final question. Have we come up with a definition of wet that we are satisfied with? No, there's a lot of discussion. I got some real problems with oil. I don't feel like oil gets you wet. I think that it's different. Okay, bye everybody. Thanks for hanging out.